Hello and welcome, Star Wars and Unboxing fans, to another episode of Darth Tuba's Star Wars Unboxing Show. I'm your host, Darth Tuba, and it has arrived finally after what seems like years in the waiting, making, whatever. We now have the Razor Crest HasLab Project number 2 from Hasbro, and it has finally come in the mail, and we are so excited to get things going with this. I do want to point out that I find it ironic, to some degree, that the item itself has arrived just in time for when Din Djarin, the Mandalorian, is now, spoiler alert, traveling around in a new vehicle, a Naboo starfighter that has been stripped down and kind of custom built for his specifications. And I thought that, like, now we all have the Razor Crest, but the Razor Crest is a Razor Crest is a distant memory in the story, and now we're going on to a new ship. But that's okay, because this ship is so awesome looking, and it was something that I was very, very excited to have in the collection, because again, I am one that loves larger vehicles that can also serve as play sets, places to put multiple figures. Very excited about it. Looking forward to getting it open. Now I'm going to do a partial unbox right now. Let's get the actual little box out of the bigger box, okay, because I want to do a high-speed setup for this, because I know that there's been a few unboxing videos already, and it seems like this thing is a little bit more challenging to put together, so we want to make sure that that all takes place, you know, kind of at high speed, so it's not as boring to watch. All right, let's see if this thing will slide right out. I don't know if my ceiling is high enough, but we'll start it this way and see what happens. Going. And we are not there enough, so I have to bring it down to my knees here. All right, let's go that way. Yikes. Sorry, guys. All right, keep going this way. All right, there it is. Okay. All right, so we have, there it is, the Razor Crest, done in that cool vintage Mandalorian, the vintage collection artwork with the Mandalorian in the title. Loving that. Okay, and as you can see here, includes, looks like we have a Jawa, we have a Mandalorian, and we have a Grogu, and we have a little egg. So I have to look and see. It does not include an IG-11 or a Queel, but I have a Queel right here, which we'll add to it. Okay, but just to kind of point out some of the other art, just like traditional pieces from the original vintage boxes, you've got nice little highlights of different areas within the ship, right? Really cool. And let me spin it around a bit. I'm liking that this one wasn't quite as big as the Katana. Of course, on the side you have similar ideas, but now you have kind of a just a black and white sketch version of the ship, like the little stand that's going to come with it. Good. Let's flip it around again. And then this is something that's kind of traditional on it. You have basically the same drawing, the same artwork from the front page, only now you're looking at the kind of black and white, almost coloring book version. In fact, I think some of the old boxes, I think I used to color them. You know, I use them as like coloring pages, so to speak. Okay, keep flipping it. And you've got the same thing as the other side. You got that side version of it. And on the back here, whoa, you got kind of a piece by piece version of it. Okay, with some more close-up shots. Some of the legalese speak here. I love the addition of the Kenner thing. I love the font of the Razor Crest. You know, just so fun, so great. Not too big, okay, but you can tell just by looking at me that we're dealing with maybe about a 24, maybe a 28-inch across box. rough estimate. Okay, it's really cool. I have to say that I thought that this was a more reasonable price point than the katana. No, I mean, I understood the katana for the price point it was because of the size it was. I feel like they dropped it down a considerable price to do this. I'm one of those people that are just like, I'm seeing so many people now selling these online before they even receive them. Like, they ordered them specifically so that they could sell them online. I mean, maybe they ordered their own too. And I'm in a couple of different places in my head with that. On the one hand, I'm like, well, maybe I should have done that. Maybe I should have bought 2 or 3 of them, and then I could have kept one, opened it up, and then I could have sold the other 2 and made that the money I made that I needed to purchase the one. So there's that. And then there's also the other side of it, which is like, I don't know why people didn't just back the thing to begin with, and why, rather than spend $350, $400 to back it, they're now spending $500, $600, $700, $800, sometimes including and sometimes not including shipping, to buy it later. Maybe it's buyer's remorse. Who knows? Maybe once it's come out, people think it's really cool. So who knows? So I'm going to switch the camera to high speed, and we're going to start to take this thing apart. Well, I'll tell you what, before I do that, let me pull the pieces out, okay? And we will just examine what this thing looks like, and then I'll put it together, and I'll give you a definite high speed setup with that. All right, so this looks like it's got a, here we go again. We've got a foam, like not foam, styrofoam kind of thing that's in there, and I do remember that was something similar to last one. All right, there we go. Whoa, I moved the camera. My last episode, I had the camera, like the thing on. I'm doing this very slowly. Yeah, I still don't think I'm going to be able to get it to the top. Oh, maybe. Ah, no, so close. Okay. Yeah, just my ceiling is, my ceiling is just not quite that big. All right. I'm amazed that I'm able to do this without knocking anything over. I spoke too soon, probably, but. All right. Yeah. Ooh. Wait a second. God, don't want to forget our nice instruction booklet. Okay, not too thick. Okay. Let me on this. So you can see here we have a nice protective styrofoam box here. I'm just I will keep this box because, someday I or my next of kin might want to sell this thing. And now I will say this, the katana did not come with a styrofoam box, which I thought was interesting. It just came in the box. It was another box with it. I have it sitting right over here on the side. I actually use it as a stand. Oh my, okay. We have some. I'm trying to do this so that I can just. Now, on the other side of this, okay, let me just show you. We have this. It's in like, sorry if my, looks like the stand, right? Here we go. Got the Mandalorian stand. Okay. I'm going to move this over here. As I said, I'm going to kick this into high speed in just a few moments. I'm just getting, I wanted to check out a few things here. All right. So we've got some, the display. Ooh, it's been sitting outside in front of my garage, so it's kind of cold. We've got a couple of the carbonite prisoners, bounty, if you will. We've got the Mandalorian in the Beskar. And we've got, ooh, here we go. We've got the off-world Jawa Elder. Okay. Oh, he's in a card. Ah, man. I don't know. I have to think about that. I might see if I can locate. It's another, except he's also got an unpunched card. Oh, Hasbro, you're killing me. You're killing me with these. Cool. But now, all right, I'll have to put these in. And of course, we've got Grogu. There he is. All right, so what I think I'm going to do, guys, is right now I'm just going to keep the Mandalorian out, maybe Queel, and I'll see if I can track down some doubles or some loose Grogu and other figures that I can use instead of these. Although I will say the cards are I don't know if you can see it on camera. They are a little slightly bent. You see how that kind of goes down like that, which is unfortunate. Since seeing these are, this one is bent pretty well. Seeing as these are damaged slightly, I may consider just doing this. I'll check into it later. But these guys will, for now, I'll probably end up just putting them up in the rafters with the other ones. All right, and then we got the piece. We got. Oh my goodness! All right, so this is a lot longer than I thought it was going to be. This is a very long ship. All right, there it is. Okay. There's the bulk of it. Okay, so now I'm gonna see if I can just lay this here. Okay. And then the only other piece I have from this, we got a few other loose pieces here. We got some guns. And then we've got one of its engines. And another one of his engines. Ooh. This one looks like it has a lid on it. Okay. Okay, I'm going through all this, and it looks like... Oh, wait. There's more. Sorry, again, if I'm flicking here. I'm looking for my... Oh, there it is. Got a piece of tape here that's... Two more carbonites. Looks like the landing gear. This landing gear, man, really brings me back to the old Millennium Falcon days, you know? All right, so that looks pretty good. All right, I'll just rest this over here for now. All right, so give me a few minutes. I'm going to put this at high speed and see about getting everything put together. Okay, folks, here it is in all of its glory. The Razor Crest. I think the idea is that you're supposed to build this, use this thing without the landing gear, but with the stand, or with the stand and like use the stand and have it be kind of in a flying position, or use the landing gear and have it just sit on its base. I kind of have it right now doing both. Which it's mainly because I just don't feel like having to put the landing gear away. The build was pretty easy. Okay, it wasn't too bad. There were two issues, which I'll talk about. Okay, I'm not going to go into super duper detail with this thing, but I'll go into pretty good detail. The first thing is there was a piece of landing gear cover. Like if you imagine this thing without the landing gear, it has where the landing gear would be on each of the three sets. There would be like a little door that shuts. Okay, like a 2-flap door. One of the flaps fell off. The two, the pieces on the side that are meant to kind of keep it in place, one of them broke right off. I'm going to choose not to get that upset about it or that disappointed about it, because it is something that I put it away in the box. If I ever sell this to another collector, I always sell my stuff as display pieces, so they never. They understand that, pieces can be broken, pieces can be, it's for display. It's not for mint on card or in box. So, but I will say that for the amount of money we paid, I wish Hasbro, if you ever watch this video, I would appreciate it if in the future you can try. I know you want to build detailed instruments, and I get that, but it shouldn't be so detailed that it breaks when you're with very little prodding. Okay, all right, that's the one problem. One other problem I'll get to in a little bit. It's not a big deal, but I do want to just point out, like, these are some pretty awesome things, some really cool features to be on display here. Now I think that I'm trying to see if there was a top. I don't think there was a top. I think this top is exposed. I hope it's exposed, but anyway, we'll come back to that. So as you can see here, you know, you've got some really fine detail on the sides here. I do believe we have a few pieces like here, like pieces that come off to give you kind of engine. You know, there's nothing too much to that. It's just basically some stuff to work on the engine. Let's see if I have another one here. Some of them are, oh, here we go. There's the other one, right? We already kind of showed this one similar before, kind of fell off anyway. Okay, flipping it around. Now, all right. I might have to move the camera for some of this, but if I push on this, we get this nice thing, and you can see you have your, gotta be careful. These things are not 100%, you know, on, but they're fairly strong, and they kind of lock in place. They slide up and down. You do have to keep them in the locked area, okay, because if you try to put this thing down and the things are over here, it will break off. So it's going to gently, they may fall off. It's okay. All right, cool. Now let's see if I can get a little bit of a close-up here. Hang on. All right, so, you know, all right. So as you can see on the inside, okay, you got some space here to play with, a little play space. Couple of weird choices on Hasbro's part, okay. You got these really cool, like, you know, bags and stuff that just kind of hang. Not quite sure they needed to do that and not just have them be part of the backdrop, but whatever. Okay, so maybe when the thing is crashing around and stuff on the ground, you want that. This piece comes apart. All right, for you to reveal just some more exposure there. I'm not sure if this is like the Mando's stuff or if this was basically when the Aqualish or the Calamari took control. Okay, and then you have this item right here, which is where you're supposed to put this is where the guys get put in frozen carbonite. But the problem is this. It's kind of blocked here. So, and I'm looking to see, and I don't think, I can't tell if this comes off. Maybe it does. Yeah, I think it might. But nonetheless, you know, it seems a little odd. Okay, so down here, I'm going to just come around. Here you got your nice cockpit. Now with the item on the display here, on its little base, obviously the cockpit won't go all the way down to the ground, but kind of has this little extender on it. Nice, okay. And then I want to point out this. All right, let's talk about this. Did I get my finger in there? That is your weapons locker. And they came with, in addition to these 3 pieces of weapons here, they came with literally 15 or so pieces of weaponry. The problem is this. Here's my hand. I cannot get my hand inside there to put the things in. I can get it from here, barely. All right, and they just fall out. Okay, so I appreciate Hasbro that you wanted to give lots of accessories and in the form of the weapons. That's awesome, great. But I also feel like probably would have been fine to maybe just include 1 or 2 weapons and have the rest of them be just molded in, kind of like you did with the sail barge. Maybe there were some complainers about the sail barge that there were too many things molded. I don't know. It's hard to say. Okay. Now, this is going to be hard. I don't know if I can get around to this and show you this from this angle, but from the back there, I think you actually have a toilet. Okay, and over here is these patches open up. This is just a crawl space, and this is a place for a little bit of a hammock to put Grogu. We've got our cockpit. Let's see if I can get this thing to open. That was easy. Now, it doesn't look like the cockpit has an access hatch. You just basically drop them in. Okay, there's your Mandalorian figure that came with it, and you've got your back space there. And then I want to point out this little bucket that was included in it, and they say to put it in here as kind of like a side piece. See all those little weapons? That's where I'm storing them because I am not going to take the time to do that. But the detail on the cockpit is really cool. Okay, you have some nice detail here. Ooh, careful there. Just be careful not to be too pliable with it. Of course, you got your weapons here. All right. So overall, you know, pretty cool with it. That part about the weapons locker was the other part that I was a little bit disappointed on, just because, you know, but I get it. I mean, I guess it's like in some ways, I call it like the Barbie Dreamhouse syndrome, right? You know, here you have Barbie Dreamhouse. This is like the guy's version, or I shouldn't say the guy's version, the Star Wars fans' version of, and that's what I mean. So you see, that's kind of what you got to be careful of. All right, these pieces. Okay, oops, sorry for my finger in the way there. You know, there's a little bit of a clip here. So you try to lock them in, but it's very loosey-goosey. So I'm going to reset this, and then I'll put the camera back on the tripod so you can see it better. Okay, so you can see this is where his home is going to be. Okay, kind of I cleared off one shelf. Probably will put a few more Mandalorian specific items on here. Of course, we got our two guys right there in the back. Okay, I gotta find some card protectors, you know, like some plastic star case kind of things, but thinner. Although those two would probably be okay with the thicker ones, but I decided to keep them open, and I'll try to find a loose Grogu and a loose off-world Jawa to put in there. But there it is in all of its glory. Kind of happy there were no batteries. I appreciate the attention more to detail. My only criticisms would be, see, here's an example of one of those flaps. Like there's one like this. It's like on the bottom side, I think on the other side. That's where it didn't work. It fell apart. So, but everything else is in good shape. Okay, it holds up pretty well. I can put it on the stand. I can take it off the stand. So I appreciate that. I appreciate the attention to detail. So really, really cool stuff. Okay, thank you, HasLab. Thank you for an awesome product. But see if you can do better with the either make the weapons locker easier to access by larger hands, or make it a molded weapons locker and not an actual weapons locker. But then again, I appreciate the weapons. I put them back here, okay, behind the cockpit, and we'll see what we have. There are some more access points and access hatches. Most of them are like this, or like these kind of things that are just basically areas that the Mandalorian can work on. If you want, you can take all the pieces apart as if, you know, make it look like the off-world Jawas have stolen most of it, okay? And hopefully there's nobody, I bet you any amount of money that there'll be a YouTube video somewhere where someone will blow up the Grazer Crest. I hope they don't do that, but, you know, I mean, Hasbro did it with the katana because the katana ended up being blown up, so I guess why wouldn't this? So anyway, all right, folks, so thank you so much for watching this. Hope you enjoyed it. We will have continued unboxings of things as they arrive. I have a lot of things coming in the mail over the next year, and we will be doing some more like that. Check out all my Instagram videos on Instagram and Twitter, as well as YouTube, of course. Darth Tuba Star Wars Unboxing page on Facebook, and email me at darthtuba77@gmail.com, or leave a comment if you have any questions. Thank you so much for watching. May the Force and the toys be with you, and this is the way.